So how did you guys feel about Detroit just walking off the court when Chicago beat them?
I didn't have a problem with it. And I don't believe it was bad in taste. First, I want to go to the point that Isaiah did say before that even happened. Michael spoke on Detroit and said that they were bad for the NBA, that they were bad champions or they didn't deserve to be champions. And once you cross that line, you're questioning them as champions, which they rightfully earned it by beating you. It's this awful. It's disrespectful. I think it's more disrespectful than them simply walking off of the court. And as they mentioned in the show, this was something Boston did. I feel like the competitive nature of sports have been dampened a little bit. Not that everyone gets a trophy, but I mean, it's just the spirit of things. We can be best friends out of sports, but once we're on the field, like, man, we're enemies. We're not friends. I don't want to talk to you. And even right after the game, even in life and death, going that deep, you're considered to have a grieving period after a death. You get time to unwind and accept things as they are. So the reason why I feel like the rocky relationship between Isaiah Thomas and Michael Jordan as it is right now is because I feel like Michael made it that way. He threw away the friendship. I perfectly understand Isaiah Thomas and them walking off of the court at that time.
I have to definitely disagree with you, Derek, and I am surprised that you are going this route, man.
Ahead, bro.
I would say it's disrespectful by everybody who did it. I seen Isaiah, I think this morning, was saying that's how the Lakers did it, that's how the 76ers did it, and that's how the Celtics did it as well. But I feel like all of them are wrong. Michael may have overstepped his boundaries a little bit and said they were bad for the NBA and they weren't good champions. But they definitely, in my opinion, I don't care what anybody says, they're sore losers, in my opinion, because it's just like we beat on these guys for 2 years. They come out and they sweep us. Something we didn't sweep them. It was competitive when we went against them a little bit, 4-2 or whatever the other one was, and they come out and sweep us. And I forgot the guy's name who said, "Hey, we aren't gonna shake their hands," and you could tell they were salty about it. Isaiah goes and walks past them and just like, "You're salty, man. Come on, nah." Isaiah plays this innocent role right now, and he's not innocent, bro. Y'all should have shook these guys' hand. Like Michael said, they beat us 1 year. I shook their hand, and the next year they beat us again, and I still come out and shake their hand. And he tells them like, "Hey, great game. You guys did good. Y'all were the better team." All that. I feel like when the roles reversed, you should have did the same thing.
My whole thing is I don't get why everybody's always like, okay, Jordan and Thomas. Lambeer is the one who instigated all of it. He was like, "Yo, we're not going to shake that." Like, if you can ask anybody who watched basketball at that time, it was always Lambeer who instigated everything the Pistons did. He was kind of like the ringleader at that time. He was like, "Look, we're not going to shake their hands. Look, we're going to – if Michael goes up in the air, hit him down." And that's exactly who did it most of the time. So it's funny to me that Thomas and Jordan have such animosity when nobody's really talking about Lambeer, and he's usually the one that instigated most of it. Now, to go off what Derek said, I don't think they probably should have walked off the court without saying anything. I think there is a sort of respect and the sportsmanship there but I get it. Like, you are so upset. You just got swept, and you're the two-time defending champions. Of course it hurts. It's so, like, you love this game so much. So I get it hurts, but it probably shouldn't have happened.
No, there's no probably to it, in my opinion. It definitely should have happened. I don't care if Jesus himself did it. It's still not right to do, okay? Like, you have 7-year-olds looking up to you, and if you expect 7-year-olds to shake everybody's hand after they lose, no matter what game it is, these grown men can shake each other's hand. I mean, come on. They beat them all these years. If Michael Jordan can do it, and he can take all the trash that they talked, and he can take the beating that he got and shake their hand, they can shake his hand too. I don't care. Exactly. I don't care if Lambeer was a person. I don't care if he was the one who started it. They all did it, and they all look stupid as a team.
Sarah, I agree with you because it's like these guys were tackling me. These guys could have taken me out of my NBA career earlier, and I still got up and I shook their hands. I'm that guy who, when I play football, hey, if we were at the 50 shaking hands and you didn't shake my hand, I was going to turn around and be like, hey, good game.
I'm not saying I did, but I'm saying I don't blame Isaiah Thomas for the way he felt. What I'm saying is that I don't have so much a problem with it happening at that moment. The fact that they're not friends to me is that it's on Michael. If Arthur, we played each other and you didn't shake my hand one year after we beat you, I'm still not going to be mad about it so many years later. And then it proved that Michael was that mad about it because they were vindictive and left Isaiah Thomas off of the Dream Team, which the qualifications for at that time were All-Stars and NBA championships, which Isaiah Thomas had more than Michael Jordan, and they conspired to keep him off of the greatest Olympic or possibly the greatest basketball team ever assembled. I don't believe that was fair at all, dude, over a handshake.
Hey, no. See, that's another thing. I don't know if they really are going to get deeper into it, but I feel like Michael and Isaiah probably had an understanding about this somewhere, and it was just like, all right, it's not nothing between on your team or whatever. Me and you had a relationship or whatever, because I seen him say it costed me some big goals, and I'm presuming he's talking about the Dream Team.
Yeah.
And I feel like it was just somewhere behind closed doors without the cameras that they don't even speak about. That it was somewhere that they had a mutual respect for each other, a big respect for each other, and that he does that. And I feel like more things were said. We don't really know. Isaiah, like I say, even from years and hearing about this, I always feel like Isaiah just played this big victim role, really, and still is. And that's another thing, how Michael Jordan said, people are going to hate me.
Let me just bring it back in. But if we saw a team, obviously we can't be out here undercutting players and intentionally hurting them. But you can't tell me that it wouldn't boost the league just a little bit or any sport to see a team with the grittiness of the Pistons, back. Because also we've seen players walked off of the court recently. LeBron got crucified for it. And I'll put it like this. A Game 7 after it was all over, yes, I can understand shake hands and let bygones be bygones. But losing a Game 2 or Game 3, we immediately see players leave and walk off of the court straight to the locker room and take off their jersey in frustration. I just felt like it was the same thing. I don't really blame the Pistons for doing it. It should have been squashed, but, I mean, it's part of the game to me. It's competitive nature.
Whoever does it, so it loses. I watched James Harden last year. That was last year when the Warriors beat him without KD, and James Harden just walked off the court. So it loses. Especially when you keep getting bounced by the same team. LeBron, when I don't remember, it was years ago, but when he lost to the Celtics, he takes off his jersey, he gets mad and frustrated. So a loser. And that's another thing. LeBron got beat up on by the Celtics for years and left his team high and dry and just left the team and went to another team. You can hold on, David. Let me talk. He left his team high and dry. Problem with management, Michael Jordan had the same problem. And still, LeBron leaves teams high and dry. You can talk about how great of a player he is, but in my opinion, he is not a competitor. After watching what I seen Jordan go through, getting beat on, and he still stayed with his team and just got better with his team. No, whoever he had, those players were drafted there. Hey, LeBron's so good. Why he can't make these turns?
Arthur, the Cavaliers did not do anything for LeBron when he brought them to the finals with Ilgauskas and Mo Williams, and they lost to the Spurs. LeBron didn't just give it 2 years in Cleveland and said, I'm not trying. He made it all the way up to that point and realized that Cleveland was not going to do anything to help him, and he wanted to win a championship. Is that not what Kevin Durant just did?
I'm not talking about Kevin Durant. Because Kevin Durant wouldn't have did it if LeBron didn't do it.
Kevin Durant
just made the better move.
LeBron did. Pippen and Rodman.
Why? How are we going to talk about in the discussion before this how we're not going to compare LeBron James
not do it. It was
and Michael Jordan?
Hey, I had to say that, Sarah. Don't call me. I had to say it. I'm just saying. I had to say it. This is social media. I was talking about social media.
I just know that there's just really no excuse for bad sportsmanship. At any level, in any decade, in any color jersey, with any last name, there is no reason for you not to hold yourself to a high standard in sportsmanship. You play at the highest level, I guarantee that they have all lost at least one game in their life, probably one big game in their life. They can hold themselves accountable in that stance. That's all I got to say about it. Like, I mean, yeah, years down the road, they should be over it, whatever else, yada, yada, yada. But I don't care who it was. That was not okay to do. LeBron James, Michael Jordan, Isaiah Thomas, all of them, it's not okay. That's just it, in my opinion.
Talking with all, I need 48 hours to cut loose. I need 48 hours.
Hey, man. Then we can do this separately, man. Hey, because I told you last week I can argue
Oh,
about
no.
it
You go ahead,
all
Isaiah,
day.
Mike, sit
Okay,
down.
so
That's what we
on that
gonna have.
note,
All day,
on that
man.
note,
All
thank you
day.
for watching LUTV Sports, where we keep you in the game for every game. To see more content from LUTV Sports, follow us on Facebook and like us on Twitter.